Oh yeah, welcome to How Can She
Snap!
This is the Marvel Snap podcast dedicated to the filthy casual. I'm the kid, one half of the Super Snap Bros, here with my brother from the same mother, Mr.
No big deal, baby.
He's here, and we're getting into the holiday spirit a little bit. I got my little Marvel Christmas tree here. I got some little Marvel Christmas characters, we're getting into the holiday spirit, so happy holidays for everyone who's celebrating right now. We got a nice little episode for you boys and girls today. We got a new season, we got 2 new cards, we got a controversial location, and we got some January data mines to go through. That's gonna be the episode for today. Let's get it! The kid! Woo! No big deal. How the heck are you, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Like you said, holiday season, My work still hasn't slowed down, unfortunately, and I know yours hasn't, kid. Yours never does. So, but it's nice to see the fam. The game Marvel Snap's been fun. Like I've been enjoying the new cards. These December cards are pretty sweet. They're probably I think I could say now they're probably better than the November cards.
Oh
already.
yeah. I think they look better already.
Yeah, just more creative, more fun. They're just probably better power too, and
yeah. And speaking on the work thing, I want to say that I've gone full filthy casual mode at this point. The last couple of weeks I've been so busy. It's just I've been a toilet snapper. I can't lie. I haven't been playing as much as I usually have. I work I do 12-hour shifts, and I do 14 to 20 of them a month, and top of that, I recently started a new business, and that's been taking up a lot of my time as well. And also, it's just been so much new stuff for the new business. I've just been learning a lot, and I've just been so excited, honestly, too. So it's been instead of playing video games, I'm actually learning new skills and getting really pumped about that, real life stuff. So that's taken away a little bit. So for the people, I'm sorry about that, but hey, the kids got to grow. The kids got to grow out here.
Yeah,
they all grow up sometimes.
Yeah.
But no, this season has been pretty sweet. New season pass, Galacta. Looks like they the past few months, the season pass card, they haven't really taken their fucking foot off the gas, huh? They're just wheels up, baby, let's go. These cards are fucking good.
No more Sebastian Shaw,
no more old Phoenix Force,
card,
Nimrod, all these old bullshit cards,
all these, none of this. So.
They're just making some good ass fucking cards. So Galacta is a 4/6 each turn. The first card you play at another location reveals with +3 power. So when we were talking about it the other week, we were like, oh, the first card you play at another location, can you play 2 different cards in 2 different locations? Isn't going to get that. It doesn't do that. Thank God, because that would have been fucked if it did.
Yeah, you can't do Cena Kitty Pride after or something like that, or Kitty Pride something else. Kitty Pride Brood or something.
Yeah, it's just the first card you play at another location that turn gets +3 power, which is pretty fucking cracked. I'm not gonna lie. It's not it's not a card where it's obscenely broken and needs an immediate nerf. I mean, maybe it does, but I kind of like these high power level cards because of playing them. But dude, this card's really, really good. And if you don't have the season pass, man, I think this is a must-have kind of card. It's in almost everything. People are just throwing it in every single. It's just it's a good 4-drop. It's a pretty sweet 4-drop. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm saying, speaking, just to go off what you were saying with needing a nerf, again, same opinion I have with Agent Venom. I hope they don't go after the +3. I think the +3 is really cool. It's such a big momentum swing. If you get it on the Shaw or Brood or Absman, something like that, it just goes absolutely ham. It could just go ham even just with the card Magic. You just get an extra +3. So if they do nerf her, I hope they would with Agent Venom. They didn't do. I hope they go after the base power. Maybe she'll need to be a 4/6. Ultimately, I mean, we'll see that. They'll have the data for that. This is a very simple, data thing. There's no philosophical ideas about Galactus. He kills the lanes. Do we want that in our game? No. This is just, is number 2 big or number fine? So they'll have the numbers to say whether number 2 big or not. So it's very unga bunga basic stuff. So she maybe should go to a 4/5, 4/4, but I hope they don't fuck with the +3, because the +3 is a lot of fun, I think.
Yeah, I'm have to agree with you 100% here. I mean, like in the past, I mean, it's a new game now. There's been a lot of power creep, but in the past, everything that's been +3 has been nerfed into the
Yeah.
fucking ground. Like, is there any one that's still? Is there any still +3 effect? I can't think off the top of my head.
Well, at least no, but at least it was they were all smaller cards, right? Like Forge was like small, you know.
Yeah.
Elsa did she start out as a 2 or was she always a
No,
3?
she started as a 2 drop that gave +3.
Yeah, she started out as a 2. So yeah, so Elsa, yeah, these were small cards and they gave +3.
Well,
Like
Thena still does +3.
yeah, only to herself, I guess.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
you know, so Athena's more like a Morbius, I guess, in a
yeah,
way,
yeah.
right? She's kind of buffing herself up, but yeah,
Yeah, Silver Surfer used to be +3 to all 3
yeah,
drops.
yeah.
Yeah, Elsa used to be cracked as fuck +3. Forge used to give +3 when he was a 1 drop.
Yeah, that was the first one I said. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So those have all been nerfed into the ground. The +3 is really fun because it opens up so many lines. Like there's so many now. There's like cards that I'm playing that I haven't played in so long, and I'm so happy about it. You know,
Mhm.
and we'll get into it. But Safety Blade made a really great deck. That guy is fucking sick. Like he just makes great decks.
Yeah,
Captain Marvel. Haven't played her in a hot minute. You know, you have her as a 4/8 with Galacta. Pretty damn good card. You know. I
oh,
haven't played
fantastic.
Nocturne. Yeah, I haven't played Nocturne in a hot minute. I've been playing
Mhm.
more Nocturne. This is gonna sound wild. Guess what card I'm playing now? Jeff.
Oh, I actually was
Bro,
not even. I wasn't even remotely
I
going there.
feel like I haven't played Jeff in a hot minute.
Yeah, no, Jeff's been getting cut ever since
Oh my
Kate Bishop
god.
came out. Ever since Kate Bishop came
Yeah,
out,
but like
yeah,
Jeff's a pretty sweet card after Galacta, you know?
yeah. I
Like
would
if
much
you
rather have a Galacta buff Jeff than a Galacta buff Kate Bishop all day, every day.
Yeah, like you're running it.
Yeah,
You have a 2/6 that can move anywhere. It's pretty
Mhm.
sweet. You know, you're not always playing Jeff on turn 5, but sometimes you got to. The math kind of works out that way.
Yeah.
And then there's cards like Vision. I'm sure works great. Like all these things. It was like, yeah, Brood. I mean, I haven't played Surfer, but you were sending me screenshots and showing me like Brood is probably insanity, like that kind of shit. It's just
It's
off the
ridiculous.
chart. Sebastian Shaw craziness, like it's just like it brings a new life to the game where like all these cards that we haven't played we're starting to play, and like if she becomes a +2, like probably a lot of those cards don't make the cut. I'm sure some of them still do, but I think a lot of them don't, and I kind of hate that. Like I would rather her just be like a 4/4 and keep the +3 and just enable the other cards, and that's so much more fun. I agree with you, dude.
Hey, if she becomes a +2, like she doesn't make the cut. Like get her
Yeah.
out of my fucking day. I don't want a 4 cost +2 buff.
Mm.
That's, give me 4 cost Forge. That sounds like shit.
Yeah. Well, like I mean, at least I think like we're gonna be able to wait at least a month. I don't think this is gonna be like an emergency nerf situation.
Oh yeah, and they're going on vacation for a couple weeks, right?
Yeah, yeah, they're not gonna do
That's
shit.
what I
Like,
heard
and
from
it's a
Cody.
season pass card. They're not gonna fuck with the season pass card. They like this is December. This is Q4. Last month of Q4. Like they need to pump the fucking numbers as much as
Yeah,
they can. So they're not nerfing this card until January, unless if it is January, if they even do
yeah,
nerf this card. It's
yeah.
they're gonna pump all the season passes they can to bump up those 2024 numbers. But yeah, I don't know. I like this card. I think it's a really cool card. And I haven't even played it with Galactus. I know there are Galactus decks out there. I know some of the boys in the Alliance. I've seen some Galactus decks, some 8 cube wins, some people getting infinite with Galactus. I think was it Voltron? I forget, man. I'm sorry, bros, but yeah.
Mhm.
I definitely want to try that deck. I haven't tried as well. Like just a classic Galactus deck with Galacta. Man, it's cool.
I've played it a bit with Galactus. It's pretty sick. Yeah, I got it
Oh,
off a
nice.
couple times.
Yeah.
I played it in this same deck I played when Symbiote came out. So it not only works with Galactus, it also works with Black Panther. You might not be seeing too much Black Panther, but man, this thing's pretty sweet. It's a 5/8 before the buff, then it comes out as a 16. You don't need Wong or like Odin or anything. Like it's just a 5/16, like just raw dog in it, on the board. And then like and then you can Zola. So if you Zola, so you just go Galacta, Panther Zola, that's 232s. And you didn't play any cards one through three. Like assuming you played nothing. There's not like, and it's not obvious and telegraphed like a Wong play. Like when the Wong's there in the Panther, like you always retreat. but nobody retreats when they just see a naked panther just sitting there, So
That's great.
like Panther's pretty interesting too. Like, or you play the Panther in one lane, they're like, oh, they're gonna do something there, then you just Galactus on the other side, So you just jam a 6/8 Galactus on the other side. Because they obviously think you're gonna do something with this Panther, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, it like even Black Panther is kind of interesting, because he just got buffed recently. And obviously Nimrod's another one, getting nine power Nimrod, or wait, 8 power Nimrod, no, 9 power, 8 power.
I think Nimrod's a 5/5, I believe.
8 power Nimrod. Yeah, no, 5/6. He's 5/6.
Oh,
Yeah, 9 power.
Oh, yeah, they did buff him. You're right.
Yeah. So hey, that's pretty sick.
That is pretty sick. And also
that's
too,
a multiple man Phoenix Force line,
Shit. I want to I also want to say too that I've seen some hand buff decks which I want to try as well.
Mhm.
But Scarlet Spider's in a lot of those decks. The Scarlet Spider's another one that's like, you can hand buff Scarlet Spider, then like, and then you play Galacta too. Like even Scarlet Spider is a 6 a 4/6 turns into a 4/9. I mean, then you double that up, that's a 4/18. Like that's insane. Those are insane numbers.
Scarlet's 4/5
or 4/5. Okay, so 8.
Yeah.
So 4/16 is still insane.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah,
and that's if you don't buff him before.
Yeah, that's really
if
good.
you get some sort of buff on him beforehand too.
Yeah,
that's pretty nuts.
I mean, Symbiote's a card. Like a lot of these card decks run Shuri as well. Like, this applies before Shuri buff. So you could do Shuri on 5, and then your Shuri's up 4/4, so she's not totally useless in power. And then whatever card you play next is going to be buffed with the with Galacta first. So
yeah, I'm even thinking too, like if you're playing like these hand buff what's it called, decks, maybe you can throw Agony in there. Like you play Galacta, then you have like an Agony Scarlet Spider.
Mm-hmm.
The Scarlet Spider gets huge.
Yeah,
that's nuts. It's cool.
Or the new card coming out, the little 3/3 thing or whatever. I forget her name, but we went over it last pod. She merges and you Psylocke.
Oh yeah, Spider with the weird like fucking Elon Musk child like names with the symbols and shit. Like it's called Spider. Like yeah.
Or the Grimes name. Yeah.
Yeah, the Elon Musk Grimes baby name, whatever the fuck that name is, that has all the symbols and shit. that's this fucking card. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that would be great. Man, this card is good with a lot of stuff. Like it opens up a lot of stuff that you would never play. And the point is, we're having some fucking fun with this card, and it's great times. Mm-hmm. Now, anything else you want to say on this card before we go on to the next one?
No, she's sweet. She's fun. She's probably a little bit overtuned. Don't get mad if they nerf her. Hopefully they go base power. If they do 4/5, 4/4, I think she's still playable, honestly. And yeah, man, I'm happy with this season pass release. I think it's cool. Like you said, brings like Surfer's like I find Surfer not super fun. I know a lot of people love it, but I like Surfer with this card. When Surfer's got some spicy cards, like kind of different way of not just I'm doing Brood, I'm doing Forge, and then I'm doing Brood, and then I'm doing Absman. It's like, all right, man, I'm like bored of that shit. So I like, oh, we're gonna like wait to 4 and then play my Brood. Like it's just like a weird different play line. Or sometimes you do the Brood Abs. You got some options, some different lines. It's not the same cookie cutter bullshit every time. So to me, the Surfer stuff's like really cool. I think it breathes a lot of like life into the Surfer deck. That was kind of like Gwenpool didn't quite do. Like I think Gwenpool tried to do, but she's random. She's hitting your hand at random. You're just praying that she hits your Shaw in your hand, and like sometimes she doesn't. So yeah, man, I'm big fan of the card, and I think they did a good job with this one.
Yeah, and also like the Rian Gonzalez variant being the last thing on the track.
Oh yeah,
pretty fucking good prize. I mean, it's I'm not like a Rian stan like a lot of people are out there, but I do like a lot of her artwork, and this one actually looks pretty freaking cool. Like I like it a lot. Mm-hmm. Like it's really cool.
You're not a Rian simp, is what you're trying to say. Let's call it. So you're saying you're not simping over Rian Gonzalez.
No, she's good. She's a great artist, but I mean, yeah. I'm not like I can say that some of them they're not my cup of tea. I'm not simping over all of them, but this one is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. No, I agree, and I agree 100%. I'm not tripping.
Yeah, I know, bro. Talk your shit, bro. Talk your shit. That's fine.
no, she's got some great variants for sure.
Fuck yeah! Mm-hmm. All right, we got we got this new card this week called Luna Snow, and my dog's name is Luna. So every time I say it, she's looking at me, giving me fucking
Luna.
side eye right now. This is a 3/5 on reveal. Add an ice cube to each side of this location, and the ice cube is a 1-drop. Actually, it does get killed by Killmonger. This happened to me today.
Yeah.
Some hero was fucking Killmongering this
Yeah, yeah,
ice cube. At the start of each turn, get +1 energy, then destroy this if your side is full here. This card, I'll give my review on this card. I've seen some mixed reviews on this card, and by mixed reviews, a lot of people are down on this card, and
Yeah.
I really like this card.
Mhm.
I've been having a lot of fun with it. I've been having a lot of success with it. I don't feel every time I play her, almost every time I have her in my hand, I want to play her. There's obviously some times I don't. I feel like I'm getting really good value, and it might just be the cracked deck that Safety Blade made because he's such a good deck builder. I mean, it's probably the main reason.
Yeah.
But like, I just love energy cheat. I think it's so fun, and I love kind of trying to fuck over your opponent too, or like their lane's like almost full, and you just throw it in that lane, and they have to make a decision. You know, like, oh shit, am I going to lose the lane? I have to play this? Am I going to lose the energy? It's the mind games are fun. A 3/5 is great, and yeah, I don't know. I've been actually having a lot of fun with this card.
Yeah, all the things you said is what I was thinking too when I went and spent the keys on the card. I was thinking, yeah, man, like it's 3/5 energy cheat. Like it doesn't fucking Sandman me like Electro does. It's not like Wave where it's like shit costs 4 for 1 turn, but it's not as good as it used to be. And everything in theory sounds really interesting. But it just didn't. It didn't really go like that when I tried to play the card. I'm definitely not like out on the card or anything. I just thought she looked really interesting, and then I did not have a lot of success with this card. Now I'm not using Safety Blade's deck. I'm trying to brew my own shitty decks. So that's
We
part
love
of the
them.
issue.
We love those decks here. We love
Yeah.
those decks.
Well, the thing is, like, by the time I finally get to one to recommend to the people on Snap, like on the on the pod, like on how can she snap? Like I have, there's like 20 shitty decks that come before that, So
Yeah.
that's what I've been dealing with Luna Snow. Now I did get to a good one eventually, but basically how it went with me was I saw this. I was like, okay, let's play it in Surfer. It's 3/5, makes sense. You're ramping. Maybe you don't even need Sarah, right? Didn't feel great in Surfer. Takes up space. Your opponent's ramping. You don't really need the 3/5. Like 3/5's not like, I don't know. It just felt bad in Surfer. It felt like it's just the worst card in the deck when I was playing it in that deck. So I'm like, okay, I don't like it here. Like I'd rather just play a normal Surfer deck. Just do the Killmonger Nova, whatever. Do something that's more productive than this bullshit. So then I figured, okay, let's try it in Clog or Scream. Try to Scream deck for it's kind of like Clog, right?
Yeah.
Scream deck makes sense. Way to ramp out like Magneto. You get Magneto out a turn early. Then I found myself thinking like, why don't I just whip out the big dick Wick? Like, why am I playing this shit? Like, this is a 3/5 and my opponent gets the ramp, or I could just slam the big dick Wick on the board plus two fucking energy. Like, what are we doing? I could get +2 for the rest of the game. My opponent gets nothing. I'm putting a 4/7 that doesn't take up 2 slots on my side. It's a 4/7, and it in Wiccan in these, Thena, Kitty, Clog, like a lot of stuff like fits, especially in a Scream deck. Like Wiccan can fit very naturally in a deck like that. It's all 1s, 2s, and 3s, right? So very easy to, just throw a Wiccan in there, and sometimes you're going to pull off the Wick. So didn't feel great in the Scream deck to me. I see a lot of people playing it in there. So yeah, just like didn't feel great. It's just awkward. Like I found myself playing these decks like Surfer, Scream, and then I also tried Clog as well. Clog's super awkward. I tried it with the White Widow kid, like you were saying last week. It wasn't happening for me.
Yeah, I didn't try a Clog. I want to try a Clog,
Yeah.
but I'll fail on that at some point.
The problem is you unclog them. It's like you clog them and then you unclog, and then she unclogs. So I'm like, shit. I wish.
Yeah.
It's like, what do I put armor in? Armor misery. It's just weird, right? So it's like it's great for a bit, and then you unclog them by clogging them. But I want them to be clogged, so I'm like, what the fuck, So like you can get some nasty shit though. I don't have Ajax and stuff. I think maybe with Hazmat Ajax, there's probably something there with Clog. But you probably need Ajax, I think, because you're putting two things. You're putting something on their board, extra Hazmat target. That could be something anyway. But basically, I found myself missing Electro because I'm like, well, I'm in Electro. I could put Electro in my deck. I could put like, Cersei, Blink, LDS, ramp into any of those fives. I kill my Electro, and I just have +1 energy for the rest of the game, and I'm off to the races. So I figured I got to play this Luna Snow card, and I need her to enable some degeneracy where I'm going to be playing multiple cards. Because if I'm just going to play ramp into a 5, ramp into a 6, whatever, I may as well just fucking play Electro or Wave. Like, then my opponent doesn't also get to ramp. So I eventually settled on Arishem, basically. And you can play it on turn 2 in Arishem, which is hilarious. And then, by turn 3, you have 5 power on turn 3. You have 5 energy to play with on turn 3 if you play her on 2 in Arishem. And she's a 3/5, which is nice for the Arishem deck.
We're gonna go over that degenerate deck in a little bit, but
it's fucking great, and she's awesome in it too. By the way, she's great in there.
Yeah, let me give you a nice little line here that I've been using. That actually comes up a lot more than you think. So you do like your turn 1 and 2 or whatever. You can play the cards in one lane, then you play Luna Snow on the same lane in turn 3, and then you could Prof X on that lane. And guess what? Your Icicle doesn't die.
True.
So then
their Icicle not die though.
Doesn't matter. You get 6-drop, 6-drop. You're good.
You won the lane, right? So the lane is 1, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. But aren't they playing on that lane? Like like they want to clog their lane. Like you're incentivizing them to play on the lane. Like because if they clog, they don't.
No, they don't want to clog.
Oh yeah.
That's so you usually win that lane every time because they're like, oh, I want to keep the energy. I'm not going to
leave it there. Yeah, and then you just profit. Yeah.
Yeah, then you just win that lane automatically. Then you just.
I say this. I have done this. Prof X is in my Arishem deck.
Yeah. If it was old Prof X, fucking Cannonball would be so broken with this card.
Oh yeah,
but you can't play Cannonball.
Really good. Yeah.
What?
Cannonball's still pretty. Oh yeah, because Cannonball.
You can't play with the Prof X. They'll punch him in the Prof X.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, it's that's been working really well for me. So it's great. And in this deck too, that Safety Blade he has Nocturne and he has Hydra Bob, and he has Jeff in the deck. So like even if you somehow lose the Prof X lane, you can just move shit in there.
Yeah.
Unless you fully clog yourself, but whatever. But yeah, so no, it's been fun. A lot of sentiment online has been exactly what you said. People say it's the mech card. I think Ica was like, hey, this released 2 months ago. I'd say it's a must buy, or like 2 or 3 months ago, he'd be like, this is a must buy. He's like, but the power level of cards has gone up significantly. That like he's like, I can't even recommend this card, man. Like.
Yeah, I think it might be a skip. Honestly, it feels like a skip to me. Now that's dangerous with a card like this. Obviously, like you don't want to skip Hope Summers. Then like when Ica's talking, is he talking? He's got to be talking pre Hope Summers because once Hope Summers came out, like then we have cards that can just ramp you every turn.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just a random tweet.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like he basically said like if this card came out a few months ago, I'd say it was a must buy. He's like, but the cards are so strong now that it's like you don't get it basically.
Yeah,
which
So
I think
it's better than Hope Summers?
It's too early to tell, but probably not at all.
It feels like no to me. Like
it feels like no.
But I thought it would be like a lot better than Electro and Wave when I first bought it. And
I like it.
I was like, I could just fucking play Electro here.
I like it a lot more than Electro.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to Sandman yourself, like, geez.
Yeah, obviously for like other lists like we're using Blink and Cersei and stuff. Yeah, I'd way rather have Electro than this card because then you just get rid of the downside completely. But the 3/5 is great, and then I don't know, man. I like it. It's a fun card. I would say like if you're on the fence. If you want a strong card, it's probably not the strongest card. Like Galacta is so much fucking stronger than this card. It's ridiculous. Like this is not a strong card, but it is a fun card, and I don't regret getting it. Honestly, I got 3. It took me 3 keys to get this card this week.
Yeah,
and I was pissed about the 3 keys because of my recent luck. But then I was playing with this card. I'm like, oh, you know what? This is fun. I'm happy about it. I'm good.
That's a good point because she's very fun. Like
She is fun.
my blood starts pumping the second I throw this card down. You know,
Yeah.
like it's like, oh, it's a Luna Snow game, baby. And if they also play Luna Snow, like shit gets crazy.
I haven't gotten to that yet. Like
I
I'm
had a couple
excited.
mirrors, and I'm like,
I
oh
never
fuck,
had that
here we go.
yet. Yeah.
It's great.
So yeah, that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about some of the decks now. Let's get into this Safety Blade lockdown deck. No big deal. This is right up your alley. I can see you playing this kind of deck pretty soon.
Yeah, that's all I played last season. Yeah.
So yeah, Safety Blade, just a fucking G of G's. Comes in on Twitter, once in a while now. He's trying to avoid wanting to pull his proverbial hair out, even though he's bald.
I'll be joining them soon.
Yeah.
But I already got the headband, so I'm good to go.
I think
Alex
I think he's bald on purpose though, not male pattern like you.
That's
Don't worry, I know what you mean. You'll get the bullet soon. But yeah, this is a really really cool deck, man. It's Nebula, Hydra Bob, Angela, Daredevil, Jeff, Nocturne, Luna Snow, Captain Marvel, Galacta, Professor X, Alioth, Magneto. This deck is just fun as hell. The one card that I would say that I don't that I might consider switching out personally is Angela. I don't really get too much value out of Angela all the time, but I want to give it a chance because he's a lot smarter than me, so there must be a good reason why it's in the deck. But yeah, so this it's a nice little lockdown deck. You play Nebula in one lane, you play Daredevil, on turn 3 you're either playing Nocturne, you're playing Luna Snow, and if you have Prof X in your hand, you can set up like a Nebula, Daredevil in the same lane, Luna Snow in the same lane, then you Prof X on turn 4, and you could just you win one lane, then you play a Life Magneto in this other lane, or you play like a Captain Marvel, whatever the fuck, it's really good. Anytime you Prof X, if you fuck up the Prof X, that's fine. You got Hydra Bob, you got Jeff, you got Nocturne, you got Captain Marvel. All 4 of those cards can go into the Prof X lane to save you. It's insane. There's a lot of Surfer decks going around, all this 3-drop bullshit, 3 and 4-drop bullshit. Oh, Magneto, see ya. You're out of here. Daredevil, Daredevil's just classic Daredevil Prof X. You know where they're going, where they're playing. You can lock down a lane. It's awesome. And if you don't have your lockdown plan like that doesn't work out, you got Galacta. You play Galacta on 4. You're playing Captain Marvel, Hydra Bob on 5. Like your Captain Marvel's a 4/8. Your Hydra Bob's a 1/5. It's just insanity. And then the turn 6 is just like whatever. It doesn't matter. Like it gets crazy. It gets crazy. And there's a lot of different things you can do. There's a lot of moving parts, and a 4/8 Captain Marvel is insanity. And it's been a lot of fun. And if you do get priority, like if you get like a Prof X, shut down the lane, you get priority. You got the big bad boy Alioth. Like he just cleans up the fucking mess at the end. Yep. It's great, man. I've been having a lot of fun with this list. I haven't really played many other lists because I've just been having a blast with this one.
Yeah, this is a sweet lockdown list. I mean, I've always wanted to play decks like this, but I don't have Nocturne, and then I also don't have Hydration Robert. So I'm missing a couple cards in here. Hydra Bob could probably be replaced.
Lauren Whatevs replaced with Nico.
That makes sense.
And got infinite with this list.
Yeah, I mean, look, man, lockdown's been kind of good for a while. I mean, a lot of people been liking the lockdown spice, even from last month. So I'm happy to see that, and this deck's right up my alley. Like you said, I got no objections. That everything in here looks great. I guess you could take Angela. I mean, Angela's a shit card. Like I don't know why she's in the deck, but maybe he figures like, how else are you gonna play like a 2/5? Like what other 2/5 is there? Like Silk moves around, Lizard becomes a 2/1. Like how are you gonna get a 2/5? Like you'd have to play like Star-Lord, Star-Lord's a 2/6, and Star-Lord's a classic lockdown card. So I would honestly just play Star-Lord there, like unironically.
Yeah, you could play Lizard.
That's why I said Lizard goes to 1 if it fills the lane. Yeah, so it's just
they really fucked Lizard, didn't they?
Yeah, like you just don't want a 2/1. Like no. You're already kind of lacking on power. Dude, just play. I would say Safety Blade. Don't be scared. It's Marvel Rival season. Got him. Play the Star-Lord.
The Star-Lord. That's
a 2/6 baby.
Yeah.
In a lockdown list, very easy to get them, in a lockdown list.
Yeah. It's nice. Or you can even put like a Shadow King or something like that as well.
Yeah, actually, you have well, Galacta buff, but that's about it. So yeah, Shadow King actually a great idea because everybody's playing Galacta. So yeah, why not just play a Shadow King?
I might do that. And with the new Shadow King bundle, per Corellis, 5 out of 5 stars. The 4,500 gold Shadow King bundle, one of the best gold bundle values in, I don't even know, a year. Like, it's really fucking good. Maybe the best one of the year. But yeah, so get your Shadow Kings, up and running. And maybe I will do that. We'll see.
Yeah, this deck looks sweet though. Like I did get randomly generated Nocturne one game, and I had the 3/7 Nocturne. I'm like, oh, this is sweet. Like it just felt great. Like it felt like I can't lose. Like I just got a 3/7 Nocturne sitting there. Like
It's
what are they
crazy.
gonna do?
It's crazy. That's the thing about Galacta too, is that you don't even have to play your 6 drops at the end of the game if you have Galacta down. You just play like a couple, like 2 little small cards, like I said, Captain Marvel, Hydra Bob on 5. It's insane. It's crazy. It's a 4/8 and a 1/5. You're playing like 13. That move. They both move.
Yep.
It's crazy. Or Jeff, if you want to throw Jeff and then Luna Snow or something, whatever the hell you want. It's nuts. But yeah, this deck has been really fun. I really highly recommend this one. Let's go with the Surfer list that you found. Why don't you walk us through this?
This is just like probably just like kind of like baseline meta, as you see Crystal at the list. But this is Cam Best posted this on like day one. He hit rank 3 with this deck. But instead of Crystal, he's playing Gwenpool. So the deck is, for the audio listeners, Nova, Forge, Brood, Silver Surfer, Killmonger, Red Guardian, Crystal. I put Crystal there, but he said it was Gwenpool. Hope Summers, Sebastian Shaw, Copycat, Absorbing Man, and Galacta. So the deck just puts out like crazy amount of points. Cam Best was saying that you basically never want to play the Gwenpool because the Galacta line's like way too strong. And then your second best line is like Forge, Brood, Abs. So like when are you really playing Gwenpool, And I played like 3 or 4 games with the Gwenpool and I'm like, yeah, he's right. So rather than try to fight it, they just buffed Crystal. They just buffed her. She's a 3. It's a Surfer deck. And we just want to abuse Galacta. We want to get Galacta and get the Surfer, Silver Surfer deck, you want to see your Surfer, you want to see your Galacta. So like let's just run Crystal. Yeah. She's newly buffed to 3/4 now.
I'm playing this.
It's really good. Like it's like really, really good. Now not because of Crystal, obviously, but she feels like natural in here because you need stuff. This wasn't my idea. This is what Cam Best said when he said I don't like Gwenpool. You need stuff that you would actually play on 3 because you want to like a lot of time hold your Red Guardian. A lot of time you want to hold your Sebastian Shaw and your Brood for after you play Galacta. So these look like you're curving, like you got all these 3 drops, but even like Nova Killmonger, like you want to play Killmonger later in the game, right? So you can't hold everything. You have to play something on 3. So that's why Copycat is in the deck. And then for me, I also included Crystal in the deck for this purpose. And then of course Hope Summers. So you kind of always have a solid play. If you have one of those 3, you're feeling great on turn 3. And then you set up your Galacta on 4. So that's kind of what I was thinking, and it's worked really well. And then obviously Crystal just makes your turn 4, 5, 6 like way more consistent. Hope Summers is in there because on turn 5 you play a card onto Hope Summers, then you can do Surfer Absorbing on turn 6. So you need the 7 energy. Surfer Absorbing Man is just ridiculous. So or you could do like Nova Killmonger Surfer, something like that. So something that costs 7 energy, like Nova Killmonger Surfer, really, really good as well. So man, the deck just outputs stupid amount of points. The Absorbing Man, if you Galacta an Absorbing Man, you have 3 7s, right? So that's 21 power, and then if you Surfer that, then it's 3 9s, and it's just ridiculous, man. So yeah, like you get it on any location that buffs, anything that buffs the hand, like it snowballs, and it's just a crazy amount of points with a decent amount of tech too to kind of screw with your opponent. Like, you got the Killmonger Red Guardian. You could kind of fuck with your opponent a little bit too. Yeah, just crazy points on this deck.
Yeah, that's great. I'm definitely have to be playing this one now. This is like the classic no big deal. Take a nice little deck, put his own little spice on it, sprinkle it on. Ant-Man Tribunal, Crystal Surfer, Crystal Surfer. Take this to infinite.
Yeah, Ant-Man is ongoing. Yeah.
I wonder too if Nakia might not be horrible in that slot as well. But I mean, Crystal does give you consistency to get your combo. I mean, this is a combo. You want your cards, and so
yeah,
Crystal is not a bad call. I actually kind of love it. It's kind of
it felt great to play. Like I was winning like almost all my games with this deck. It just felt like, all right, this is just the meta deck. I felt bad. I had to play something else because I'm like, I played like 15 games and I lost like 2 of them, and I was like, all right, this is just dumb. Like, I'm just playing I'm playing the meta bullshit. I don't want to, especially when I'm playing like Climb to Infinite. Like, I'm playing against bots and shit. Like, I don't want to be playing the meta deck on the Climb. Like, I want to be playing Galactus on the Climb.
Yeah.
I come back to this once I actually hit Infinite.
That's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's really good.
I don't like giving you props, but Crystal's a fucking hilarious inclusion.
Hey, she's they buffed.
Now we got the infamous no big deal spice. We have, and this time it comes in the flavor of Arashem. I'm gonna read out the deck just because it's glorious, and then you can explain it to the people. We have King Eitri, whatever the hell he's called. This is an Arashem deck, by the way. We have Quinjet, we have Shadow King, we have Coulson, the classic Arashem cards. We got Luna Snow, we got the Shang-Chi, we got Galacta, we have Professor X, we have Vision, then we got Gore the God Butcher, then we have Magneto and Arashem. No big deal. Take us through that cracked little fucked up mind of yours. What's going on?
Well, I mean, I did give the monologue on how I ended up getting to Arashem, right?
I kind of love this deck, and I'm actually really excited to play it.
It's very good. Like, I mean, it feels kind of busted at times. Now, it's not that spicy. It's an Arashem deck, right? I know a lot of people, they don't like the Arashem. A lot of people cite Arashem as their reason for quitting Snap. And those people, I'm sorry, all right? I haven't played the Arashem that much. So I kind of like wanted to play some because I only played it the first like week or two a lot. And then I kind of stopped after that, sprinkling it around here and there. Because I don't want to play Arashem with the Leech and the bullshit Doc Ock and all that stuff that, that people were doing. I don't love all that stuff. So a deck like this is really fun. Now, I was originally playing Blob instead of King Eitri. But Blob was really like, it's just sad what he's become. I mean, I think Blob's like kind of like Angela, where like he's just a dead card, man. That card sucks, man. Like, I know I said about Professor X and he's in this deck, but Prof X needed Galacta to bring him back. Like, you can't play this card without Galacta. But this deck's pretty sick because you have a lot of power, obviously. Galacta on turn 3 is kind of the same idea. A lot of people playing Galacta with Magic. Well, if you play Galacta in an Arashem deck, you could just play her on 3. I mean, that's just ridiculous. So you play a 6 power card on turn 3, and then you get 3 buffs. So, it's like 12 power, basically on turn 3. Like, it's broken. So, like, it's just busted. So, King Eitri in here is pretty fun. I found, like, basically with Luna Snow, you want to just be spamming cards. So you were saying before, like, oh, like you don't have to play a turn. You don't have to play a 6-drop with Luna Snow. You could play like 2 of your other ones. Well, in this deck, you could play a 6-drop and another card because you have your Luna Snow and you're an Arashem deck. So I mean, turn 4 Professor X. So you could do turn 3 Galacta into turn 4 5 power Professor X. Like, And then you always have Vision if you want to move in there. Vision's just great, just good generic card to play. Yeah, Coulson's the classic. I like that you have a lot of interaction in a deck like this. People still playing Gore negative stuff. You have the Shang-Chi or Surtur. You see these little Surtur decks pop up. Shang-Chi's great. And then, a lot of people playing the Galacta. She's good Galacta. That's why we got the Shadow King. We got the King in there. And then, obviously, Kid, you were saying like Prof X, a lot of these cards, they move into the Prof X lane, which is true. But, Magneto moves all the cards out of the Prof X lane. So
Yeah.
you wait till the last turn, you play Magneto, which, I mean, all these Prof X decks are also playing Magneto. But the thing is, with this deck, we just have more shit on the board. So, you could pull my stuff out of the Prof X lane. I'm still winning the other two lanes because I got so much shit because I'm playing a freaking Arsham deck. Like, I already have a Gore, like, sitting, with, like, 20 power in the corner, like, by him, jerking off in the corner. So, yeah, it's a sweet deck. It's a lot of power, a lot of interaction. Early Magneto's busted. Early Galacta's busted. Turn 4, Prof X, insane. Turn 2, Luna Snow, freaking insane. I don't even know if you need Quinjet in here. He's kind of just like, let me know in the comments, boys and girls, if you have a better tech for Quinjet. It's our Arsham deck, so Quinjet's there. I don't know if we really need it, to be honest, but sometimes. But King Eitree's great. King Eitree's been great because King Eitree thins your deck to get you to that Shang-Chi, to get you to the Magneto, get you to the Galacta. King Eitree, he goes in there, he goes, he gets in the kitchen, he whips up, pulls out the hammer, gets you what you need. So yeah,
I love how you question Quinjet, which is like a staple in every Arsham deck, and you got motherfucking King Eitri in here. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love the King Eitri, but like, I don't know about the Quinjet in this deck. It's standing right next to fucking King Eitri. One of the worst cards they released recently. I mean, we got it for free, but I love it. I honestly, like, I can't get enough of these fucking decks. I specifically didn't ask you for the list because I wanted you to show me today. I wanted to be surprised. It didn't disappoint, man. It didn't disappoint. But yeah, no, you make a good point with fucking, I can't even think, with Blob. Man, that poor card. What the fuck? Like,
he sucks. He's not doing anything,
13, man. Like,
yeah.
Oh, and then they released Gore, who's like a 620.
Yeah. Like, just like Gore. Like, what are we doing? Like,
Yeah, like Blob. What do you think Blob needs? Does he need like a couple power back? Like, go to 5 or go to 14, like, minimum.
I think it's fine. He had his moment. I don't mind if he rests for a while. They could bring him back in a few months, maybe.
Yeah, keep him on a diet.
Yeah,
keep him on that Ozempic, and then
Yeah, maybe they'll move him to a 4 or 5 cost or something at some point.
Yeah. All right, let's that's a great deck. Let's
also
talk.
Like, you don't want to play Blob on 5 is another thing, right? Like, Magneto on 5 is incredible, and like, I don't even mind slamming a Gore because sometimes the Gore is under 10 on turn 5, so you could dodge Chi for a turn, and then you can play your on reveal cards later to get Gore over 10 power. Because you're not playing that many on reveal cards in here. So, like, you could have like a 9 power Gore or a 7 power Gore on turn 5. You don't mind just throwing the Gore out there, or throwing him on a Cosmo lane. You can't throw Blob on a Cosmo lane. So Blob is so awkward in here. Like, I just felt terrible. And yeah, the Quinjet, like, that's just kind of how I was feeling playing. I think maybe some of it is the Luna Snow, because Luna Snow takes up 2 spots, and you really can't afford to have a 1/2 Quinjet when you have a freaking 1/0 Icicle or whatever, right? Like, I'm already limited on board space, and I'm shitting out cards because I'm an Arsham deck. Coulson's shitting out cards. Like, you're just firing shit out there, right? So, and you got all the little shits that Arsham gives you too. So, like, all these things take up space. So the Quinjet felt like he was taking up space a lot of the time. So I don't know, but I'm leaving him in for now because it's obviously it's nice in theory.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I was fucking with you. I know sometimes I feel like that too with Quinjet. Like, we're in the Arsham, like, like with Arsham, it's just one energy, right? It's like, if you run into space issues, then yeah. But yeah, if you get like a lot of like low cost cards from Arsham, Quinjet feels like he's too much. But then if you start getting high cost cards, like, then Quinjet feels really nice.
Yeah, it would have been nice to play him on turn 1. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but anyways, yeah, this is great. Let's get into the one Twitter controversy I saw, which honestly I spent barely any time on that site. But I saw a lot of people that were kind of complaining about the new location, Tokyo 2099, which is I think it just reads cards can't be discarded. So basically, if that location pops up and you're playing a discard deck, like you lose, like auto loss.
I see why Twitter's mad. I mean, I think we got to side with Twitter on this one. I mean, this is a horseshit location. What are we doing?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Are there other locations where it's just like auto loss if you're a certain kind of deck?
Well, none of them are Luke Cage, right? Like you got the one where you can't destroy. Like one of them's armor, right?
Yeah.
But that's just in that location. So, I mean, there's nothing for move. I guess there's no cards can't move here. If anything, like move is pretty. I guess nowhere's one. On reveals can't happen.
Space Throne.
Yeah.
But yeah, like all these, yeah. I think the point we're trying to make is maybe there's one that we can't think of off the top of our heads, but like it seems like there's not a location in the game other than the very rare ones like World Ship and that kind of bullshit, But there's no like kind of like location in the game where it's just like, all right, this location globally affects all your your deck negatively.
Yeah,
like it can
Mobius.
be like one like.
Imagine there's a location that just read Mobius's text, like cards can't be reduced or increased or whatever, like just a global like Mobius, for both players, like
Yeah,
that'd be terrible.
yeah, like
We would all
destroy
hate
decks,
that.
like yeah, like you have the one like cards can't be destroyed here, but it's just the location. It's
Yeah.
not like in the whole thing it says cards can't be destroyed. Period. Then like if you're a destroy deck, you're fucked that game, right? So yeah, you had a cool idea for this. What did you think? I mean, it seems like the obvious thing to do, but
Yeah, I don't know how they would phrase it, but they should just be like discard cards effects don't work here, something like that. So you play your Colleen Wing, you play your Blade, you play your Modoc. It's just like playing a vanilla card, So it's like playing it on nowhere, basically. So just make it location specific. Like I think it's fine to if you want to have a location that's bad for discard. Maybe they're finding in their data that discard's a little bit too strong with the locations. There are a lot of discard locations, like specifically like Sokovia, like all this shit that, or like draws cards from your hand, discards them from your hand, like a lot of hand stuff that's mostly like pretty good locations for a discard deck. So I get if there's seeing that, hey man, maybe locations favor discard a little much, and they already nerf destroy locations for this in the past. Like we had way too many like really good destroy locations. There still are fucking a lot of them. But they toned that down. They toned that down like quite a bit in the past. So maybe they're doing that a little bit with discard. I actually don't mind that. Even as a discard bro, I think it's fine to have one bad location specifically targeted to the deck, but just make it on that location. Like, what are we doing global? There's no like, hey, location Luke Cage, location Mobius. Like that'd be fucking crazy. That'd be stupid. So why are we doing it with discard?
Yeah. No, it's true. Like maybe like discard text is disabled here. Like the word discard on your cards is disabled. Whatever the hell, however the hell they want to phrase it. Anything that says discard on your card doesn't work in this location. Maybe they just say that if your card has discard in the description, it doesn't work here. It's probably too long of a thing, but like
Yeah, I mean, that sounds fine to me. I wouldn't see. Would we all be freaking out on Twitter if that was the location? I think it'd be fine.
Yeah, no, that'd be fine.
You just play your Blade somewhere else.
No, I agree. It's kind of a little bit ridiculous to like have your whole archetype, like you just basically lose if that location pops up. Like you can't play a discard deck. Like you can't play Dracula. You can't play anything. Like
instant retreat.
Yeah.
You're hella deck, instant retreat. If you're Black Bolt Stature, you got to think about it. Moon Knight, Black Bolt Stature, you might be fucked.
Yeah.
You kind of need the power, and even in a Black Bolt Stature deck, you need to play the Moon Knight and the Black Bolt and the Stature. Like, if you don't have that 1/7, it's kind of hard,
Yeah, there are sometimes like locations in the game that will pop up, and then you want to retreat because it's like gonna fuck you basically. But like, there's not one that 100% always fucks a specific archetype, like to the point where they lose automatically if that location pops up.
Yeah,
like that doesn't happen ever. There's not one location that does that consistently. This one does that every time. If you're like a discard bro and you're playing discard all the time, every time this location pops up, you're losing 1 cube minimum. Like,
I
and
think
maybe
people,
like,
yeah,
and maybe like you snapped because you had a fucking sick hand, and maybe like you snapped on turn 1 or turn 2, and turn 3 this fucking location pops up.
yeah,
You'd be pissed. I'd be pissed.
yeah.
Like, it was like you lose the game basically if you're a discard bro. So like that's kind of horrible, you know. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, if there was a Luke Cage location, like we'd be losing our minds on Twitter. Like you'd never be able to play. You know, like people are playing really excited for Bruce Banner High Evo. I'm seeing some hype, which kind of makes sense, right? If he hulks out, he hulks out into High Evo Hulk. It's kind of fun. I'd probably be skipping that card. So my resources are getting low, but
Yeah.
but yeah, like the Cyclops just doesn't work. And then if you're playing any Ajax, Hazmat, anything, like good luck. Like you Scream, like there's this location. It's Luke Cage, LOL. Like we'd fucking hate it. That'd be horrible. It'd feel terrible. Why are we doing it with this card?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah, I don't like it. So good job, Twitter. You guys are doing some good stuff.
Hey,
I don't think
rare Twitter dub.
Rare Twitter dub. And I don't think it's released yet, so maybe they have time to like not release it or change it. So yeah. Anyways, that's that. All right. Let's let's switch pace here. Let's talk about the upcoming cards in January, the DATAMINE cards. Now these cards are not set in stone, obviously. They are just DATAMINEs. So one, they might not all be how they are. And two, we don't know what the fuck we're talking about half the time, so don't pay attention to us. But yeah,
All part of the fun.
It looks like the January season is going to be theme is Dark Avengers. I'll read what Snap Fan had here. We got some lore here. I don't know what the fuck the Dark Avengers are, but Dark Avengers are a comic storyline where Norman Osborn ascends to a position of power and brings a bunch of villains along with him. The season pass card will be Iron Patriot, a mantle that Osborn picked up during that storyline. He looks both unique and powerful. That's it. Assuming you can hold a lead in that location, he provides a hefty discount. Well, let's see. The season pass card, Iron Patriot. Starting off January, starting off Q1 2025. Let's pump up those sales. Let's see how broken this card is.
Do you know how much I sacrificed? Do you know how much I sacrificed? It's my best Norman Osborn attempt.
Come here for the Snap content. Leave immediately with NoBigDeal. Starts doing impressions. All right. Let's see how many viewers we lose on that. Iron Patriot is a 2-3.
Shout out Norman Osborn.
Shout out Norman.
Great
Shout out Willem Dafoe. Iron Patriot 2-3. On reveal, add a random 4, 5, or 6 cost card to your hand. If you're winning here after next turn, give it -4 cost. What?
A random 4, 5, 6 cost card to your hand. If you're winning here, give it -4 cost. Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's fucked. Dude, this card is gonna be sick in a Scream deck or like those little mover decks, the decks that get out ahead really quick. Like you just throw a couple big boys in there. And
when are they gonna put Hydration Robert in the cache? Like, what are we doing, guys? Can't we put real cards in the fucking spotlight cache? Like, this caches are dog shit every week. I got Namora was the only one that I've gotten. Like, come on, I'm missing like 12 cards. Can we put a real card in the fucking spotlight cache, guys? Like, geez. Okay, love to have Hydra Rob with this card. Is what I was getting at with that. To your point, kid.
Yeah, if you're winning here and after next turn, so you have to wait an extra turn, right?
Yeah.
So like, let's say you play him on turn 2. You draw a 4-drop. Let's say you draw Galacta, okay? Mm-hmm. Turn 3, if you're winning that lane in turn 3, Galacta is a 0 cost.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's sick. That's sick.
Yeah, because you get the same turn Galacta too, which is pretty hilarious too.
Well, then you get Galacta and then play whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, so you get 3 Galactas in that scenario too, in addition to her being a 0/6.
Yeah. Oh, bro. This is pretty. This is a pretty sweet card.
Yeah, this seems busted. I mean, my first thought was like compare this to Valentina, right? Which is actually kind of similar effect, same stat line, right? 2-3. She always gives you 6. So this is a 4, 5, or 6, right? Valentina's always a 6. And and she gives it -2 cost, but she gives it -3 power, which is a massive, massive, massive handicap. This thing does not give any minus power, so to me, this card is completely broken. As like this is insane.
Yeah, it's not really like a huge downside. Like you're not like you're not horribly like you're not really mad about playing a 2-3, right?
Mhm.
Like it's not ideal, but it's not like a 2-2, right? Like a 2-3 is like Daredevil now feels like nice to play. Like you play him down, you're like, all right, it's not like horrible.
You're
A
also not mad
2-2,
about randomly generating a card. Like it's even if you never discount it. Like it's not the worst effect. Like a
yeah,
random 4, 5, or 6 might be something good.
yeah, that's true.
You know?
Yeah, the downside would be if you draw this guy kind of late.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this looks like a really cool card. Yeah, the random 4, 5, or 6 is really cool too. I kind of love how it's random
Mhm.
because yeah, it's just like RNG is just so much fun. Let's be honest, like RNG like this is so much fun.
Yeah.
Not like bullshit danger room RNG. Fuck that shit. But like this, like just a random card generator, like could be anything. That's hilarious.
X Mansion tilts me. I don't know why. Something about X Mansion really tilts me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just. It's like the one thing that's just sticks in my mind as has been like bad RNG, and then I forget about all the good luck I've had in the game, and I just focus on. I see X Mansion, and I start sweating. And that's the one. If people don't know it, after turn 3, it maybe after this turn, spawn a
It's
random
turn
card
3.
on each side.
Yeah, it's turn 3.
Yeah,
I love RNG when you have to pay for it eventually or something. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like you're putting up the cost up front. Like not like like RNG like Danger Room where like 25% and it could just fuck you and this is stupid. Or like
Mhm.
X Mansion where like you get Wasp and they get like Goliath. It's like
Yeah.
what the hell are we doing? Or like Infinite. You're like, well, this is so stupid. Like it should be like
Mhm.
a random X-Men or something. Like even that would be better. Like or like a random like 4-drop.
Yeah, random 2 cost.
Yeah, something like that where it's not
Mhm.
like horribly crazy.
Mhm.
That would be nice. But like this RNG where it's like just add a random card to your hand, like or like the RSM RNG doesn't bother me because you have to pay for it. Like it's RNG that you have to pay for. But RNG that just fucks you, like Danger Room, I don't like that. I don't like that shit. You know. But this is hilarious. I like this. I think it's a really good card. So it might be harder to pull off than we think. Because if people see the Iron Patriot come down, like you're gonna be fighting for that lane, right? Other people are gonna be fighting for that lane, so it's gonna be pretty interesting as well.
Yeah, that's what makes it interesting. Like, do people just start playing freaking Negasonic? Like, because obviously the Guardians of the Galaxy are dog shit. This would be an absolutely perfect card to play with the Guardians of the Galaxy if they weren't dog shit. So I mean, you can play Raccoon and Star Lord like with this card because it might just be worth it, right? Just to get the just guarantee the discount. Like, just slam a 2-6 or a 1-5. Pretty nice. But yeah, like are people going to play Jean Grey? Like, just play a Jean Grey somewhere else? You know, like again, crazy. Like we go Hydration Rob Patriot into freaking Jean Grey somewhere else. Then at some point I'm getting I'll be getting the discount.
Yeah, that's I mean, Jean Grey wouldn't work with Jean Grey because you have to win on 3, right? If you play this on 2, is that what you're saying?
I don't think it has to be exactly on 3. It just says if you're winning here after next turn. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
could get my
yeah.
discount on turn 5, and then just slam my discount card on 6.
Oh, so you're saying play this on 4 or play this on
No,
3?
you play this on 2. You play Jean somewhere else on 3, and you let the chips fall.
But if you play Jean somewhere else on 3, they're going to be playing in the Iron Patriot lane, and then you're going to lose that lane, and you don't get your discount. This is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, yeah, but they have to spend the whole game playing on this Jean Grey lane.
No, no, no. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So you're saying you lose the Iron Patriot lane, but they have to spend the whole game playing the Jean Grey?
And then so eventually you will win the Iron Patriot lane.
Without your discount?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
just mind game them,
And then you
that's
slam
funny.
it on 6.
That's funny. All right, yeah, this card looks cool. Yeah,
Like
I'm
you
already
could
excited.
here. Okay, forget Jean Grey, who's a shit card, right? This
The
is
Guardians, the Guardians is a sick call, by the way,
well, something
because
like
like
that, like
just
Guardians. But how about this? You play,
Mantis.
yeah, man, copy their card.
Shit.
Well, you know what? If you get their Rocket Raccoon, you're laughing. Then you
Yeah.
get a 1/5 Rocket Raccoon. So that's the dream. But like, okay, we play Iron Patriot, right? We're jamming a bunch of cards in the Iron Patriot lane. Maybe we go Goose on 3. Who knows? Storm on another lane. So you got Iron Patriot, and then you just play Storm somewhere else. And what are they gonna do? What lane would you play in if you see a Patriot lane and a Storm lane?
I don't I don't know if like you have like the next turn, the turn that you play Storm,
Yeah.
you're losing the Iron Patriot lane, and
Doesn't
then they
matter. As
can
long as they
play.
get the discount at some point in the game. It's
No,
GG.
no, it's only the next turn. It's only after. I think it's only you only have one turn to get the discount. I think
Okay, if that's the case, I'm misunderstanding this card.
that's my add a random 4, 5, or 6 cost card to your hand. If you're winning here after next turn, give it
Ah,
-4 cost.
okay, you're right. It's an all-out war to win that lane.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's only
This
the
is
one
the
lane.
one that's like after turn 4, destroy the cards that are like losing player.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it's like that. Okay, that's completely
It's like
different. Okay, forget
you.
about Storm and Jean Grey. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you play the card. Yeah, you play the card once, and then like you're fucking.
You gotta get it the next turn. Yeah, you
It's gonna
literally
be
have to win.
hilarious when there's like 2 Iron Patriots and you play them on the same lane, or you're playing them on like opposite lanes. It's gonna be like mind games. It's gonna be hilarious.
Oh, this is interesting. Yeah, it's like, do you play Wasp and Yellow Jacket? Like, I
Yeah.
mean, you definitely play a Hydra Bob, for sure. But then do they snap you? I think I would snap actually somebody.
That's true, actually.
I
Yeah, you
would just
screw.
snap. Fucking get it out of there. Snap. Because it
I
has to
think,
be the next turn. Like, there's
yeah,
nothing they can
yeah,
do. It's gonna be out of there.
yeah. I think it's gonna be a fun. This is gonna be a fun card. I'm
Yeah,
pretty pumped
Rocket
for it.
Raccoon for sure, though. For sure, Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. All right, good. I'm happy about it. Excited about this card. All right, let's go.
You could gamble
Aries.
with Chadiator. You could do Chadiator Gamba.
Oh, 100% you do Chatty
Yeah.
Gamba.
Yeah.
We got Aries. Aries is the god of war, I believe. Look at me knowing fucking lore.
Classic.
For Aries is a 4/6, so it's better to be as good as Galacta. On reveal, compare the power of the top 3 cards of both decks. If your total is higher, +6 power. Oh, it's like war. The god of war. Oh, this is war.
Oh,
This
the
is like
game
the card
of
game
war.
war.
It's the game
Oh
of
my
war.
god,
Yeah.
that's so the lore's fucking sick.
That's sick.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, that's awesome. Oh man, so he could be at 4/12.
Yeah.
This is a cool card. This is a cool card. I like how it's all or nothing.
I think the concept is genius, and I love it. I think the number's a little bit too low, in my opinion.
I was gonna say I think they're gonna have to pump the number a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe make him a 4/5 +10 or something.
Yeah.
Like this has got to be like the Guardians, like your idea for the Guardians. Like it's
Yeah.
got to be lower floor, but
Mhm.
fucking higher ceiling because you never know what they're gonna have, right? Like,
Yep.
I think this is a card that like,
Or you get bad draws. You happen to your one drop is one of the cards that you didn't draw yet.
yeah, I think this is a card that's not going to be very good, unfortunately. It's a really cool concept.
If they pump the numbers, I mean, it could be very good, right? If it's just
Right now.
yeah. As is, you're right. If it even like 4/7 +7, like that could be pretty sick.
Yeah, I think no. If they pump the numbers like to make it like worth it if it hits, so worth it to build a deck around or like have it in like a high like power deck, then that's nice, But if it's like you're getting a 4/12, like I don't know, I kind of hate to say it, like 4/12 doesn't seem like putting this in your deck and risking just having a 4/6 that does nothing.
No, yeah. I was
The
playing my
payout needs
Miss
to be higher.
Marvel, that's a 4/14. I play my Galacta, that's like, 4/28 sometimes,
Yeah.
if I'm playing Brood Abs, like it's a 4/29. I think I did the math one time. Like just not even the super nut line, but you could get like a 4/29 Galacta. Like I don't need a 4/12 70% of the time. That sounds
Yeah.
bad.
I like a 4-5 plus 10.
I think you're right. Actually, I think you nailed the exact. I think that's the exact numbers that it has to
Yeah,
be. Like
because like
4
four
or
or
5
five,
plus
like
10.
yeah, like 4-5 feels bad if you lose,
Yeah,
and then 4-10, like having a 4-15 on there, just smack down on the board, just
great.
fucking up there, feels
Yeah,
fucking great.
yeah,
Yeah, I like that, and could be Shadow King down 10 power down, right? Like it's not like
yeah.
there's no like he gets fucked by Shadow King, which is
Oh
why I
yeah.
think it's good to have a lower floor because the 4-15 is broken as hell, right? But yeah,
I wonder
I
if
love that.
this. I wonder if this card works if you don't have 3 cards in your deck. Because it says compare the top 3 cards. So, do you have to play it on 4 or 5? Because on 6 you only have 2 cards left in your deck.
I would imagine it just compares as much as it can and adds the power.
I hope so. I hope so. Imagine. Oh, you play this with Mill?
That's pretty cool. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty nice, actually. The
I was thinking,
and
can we
then
just Yondu? Well, you don't want to Yondu, but if we mill them enough, like get them
that's
down to
pretty.
1 card, then you just slam the Aries.
That's a pretty good call, actually. It's a
Then you
good
should
milk
always
card.
play it on 6.
Yeah, that's a great call.
I still
Uh,
think it should be 4 or 5 plus 10 though, even
yeah,
with
me
that.
too. Me too. Does he? What was I gonna say? Do you get to see both the cards, like that of all 3 cards? Like, does your opponent get to see your 3 and you get to see their 3?
Oh,
That's kind of cool too.
that would be sick. Yeah, you get scouting.
Yeah, but like they get scouting too. Like I think it should
Yeah.
be both. I don't think it should be. If this is one, that's fucking broken.
No,
If
yeah,
it's just
yeah.
if they don't get to see your cards and you get to see theirs, then he's fine how he is and he's broken. Like,
Oh yeah, for sure.
but he's even good. Like if you have him in like a Zabu list too, like he can be a 3.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, cool card.
Yeah,
I'm not nearly as worried about him being broken than Iron Patriot.
yeah, yeah. So all right, yeah, cool card. I think they got to pump him a little bit. But I kind of love the concept, and I hope they pump him a little bit because I don't want this really cool concept
Mhm.
to be kind of wasted on a shit card.
Yeah,
Like,
to be like rescue power level. Yeah.
yeah. Oh
Yeah.
god, that'd be fucking brutal. Yeah, what's rescue? 4-10?
I think she goes to a 4-9.
No, it's just 4-10 now, right?
Maybe they buffed her to a 4-10. Yeah, she's
Yeah,
4-10.
Jessica
No, it's
Jones
4-9.
is
She's a 4-9.
Oh really? Oh god.
4-4 plus 5 when you play a
Oh,
power
what a
next
piece
turn.
of shit.
Yeah.
I mean, they just forgot about that card. Whatever.
Yeah.
Jessica Jones is a 4-10.
Forgot about a lot of cards. We did a whole podcast on that.
Yeah, we have to do another one.
Yeah.
All right, let's do another one. Oh, 4-drop, a 4-5. All right, bullseye.
Colin Farrell.
Yeah, he used to be this DATAMINE for the longest time as like a 2-1, like pull a 2-drop from your deck or something like that. But anyways, he's a 4-5. Activate. Discard all cards that cost 1 or less from your hand.
Okay.
Afflict that many different enemy cards with -2 power.
That's sick. I fucking love that. That's sick. I don't know if it's good. It's probably bad, but I love that though.
What would
Isn't
you
that
play him
hilarious?
in?
That's
Like,
just hilarious.
it is great. Do you
Yeah.
play him in like a zoo?
You play him in discard. Scorn's a pretty good discard.
No, that's just one though.
Yeah.
That's just one card.
Swarm is 0, and that's 2 zeros.
Oh, if Swarm is 0, then yeah.
It is. It's 1 or less.
No, yeah. I'm saying if your Swarm is 0, if you get your Swarm to 0, oh fuck.
Oh yeah, baby.
Tokyo 2099 is looking pretty good right now.
That's why they put Tokyo. Bullseye's cracked.
So are those the only things that he hits in discard?
Blade, I guess, and Meek, which you obviously don't want to discard, but yeah.
And yeah, that's not worth the cost of discarding.
Sometimes though, like you draw your Meek or your Blade late, so like if you draw them on turn 4 or 5, it's nice fodder for the Bullseye. At least you're getting something out of it now, and it's also going to juice up your Morbius, and it's going to clear out the shit out of your hand so that Apocalypse can go off, whatever, or that your Jack can hit your Apocalypse. So
yeah, I wonder. I'm thinking, and this might be too stupid. It probably is, but I'm thinking like maybe a hybrid Dracula dump type of deck
Mm.
where like you have like maybe like just like one big card, but then you have this card, a bunch of the little cards, and then you also have Morbius in the deck as well.
Mm.
So that way, if like you don't get your Black Swan and you can't dump all your cards at the end, you can just play Morbius and activate and get like +8 on your Morbius, and then like if you get rid of 4 cards in your hand, you get like +8 on your Morbius. So it's a 2/8, and then you get -8 on their side of the board, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah, and I was thinking, you said if you don't get your Black Swan, I mean, do you not just cut Black Swan for this if you're going to do that?
I mean, you could, but you can have both 2 lines then if you really want. Like you have
Yeah.
like the Dracula dump line, and then you have like the Bullseye discard the rest if you don't draw the Black Swan kind of line.
Well, the Bullseye goes like synergizes really well with the Dracula specifically, right? You
I
get
guess, yeah.
your Dracula hits a big guy because it clears out all the ones. So if you top deck a 1 at the end, you don't have to like 50-50. Maybe you want to play the other 6 drop, So like you could play, well, I guess you can't play Destroyer, but you'd kill all your stuff. But yeah, you play like a Giganto left or something, and then Dracula hits something else. Bullseye can set that up for you. It's kind of nice. And then obviously, like you said, it's just a ton of power. So even if it hits 3 cards, like 3 cards, you're going to go -6 to their side of the board. That's 411 value. And like you said, if you got a Morbi, then that's a 417.
Yeah, but I think you have to have the Morbius value because the thing you got to think of is the like say you're discarding like Hydra Bob, like that's the -2 on their side is not worth the 1/5 that you're losing unless it's already in your hand and you're not playing it, right? So like
Yeah,
it's got to be worth it. It's got to be worth it, right?
that's why I think I would take Black Swan out, because otherwise I'm just playing these cards, right? Like Black Swan just lets me play the cards. I can always play my cards if I have Black Swan. So
Yeah.
may as well just take them out, and then it's Bullseye time, baby.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. Is another win, like another condition. Like if you don't draw the Black Swan, if you can't dump them, then you can just fucking bullseye them. At the very least, I think that we're probably missing some deck archetypes here that this card goes really well in. But this card's probably good. But like, I think at the very least, like, I think he's really good with Morbius, and I think Morbius can go in. I think this might open up Morbius to go in different other decks as well.
That'd be
That
kind of
aren't
fun.
just, like-
Yeah.
Yeah, because like Morbius, like if he's just like if you discard 3 of them, like that's a 2/6, right? Like
Mhm.
that's pretty good. Like that's a good card. As a 2/6 is not bad, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, I think it's cool. This is a cool card. This is a cool card, and I like how the activate is really good on this card too,
Mhm.
because like you can just save it. Because if you know you're drawing like a 1-drop the next turn,
Mhm.
that's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
There's no way to cheat stuff. Is there a good way to cheat things like?
What do you mean?
Like King Etri, but
Swarm's
like
kind of cheating.
yeah, Swarm is cheating.
Mhm.
King Etri, but like if you draw like a hammer, like you're gonna want to play those. Obviously, you're not gonna want to, unlike cards like that where they can draw like cards from your deck.
Mm.
I don't know. I was trying to think.
Crystal.
Crystal, fucking OP Crystal. All right, Bullseye. Bullseye looks interesting. I'm excited about this card.
It looks sick, man. This card looks sick. I love this.
So far, they're doing a great job of the season.
And like you could, like you said, to your point of putting Morbius in another deck, like you could put Scorn in your Zoo deck, in your Dracula dump. So your Dracula dump, you're normally just running random 1 cost. Maybe you'd put Scorn as one of them.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Then like you either play the Scorn and maybe it gets buffed by your Khazar or whatever the fuck, or you just hold it in your hand for Bullseye.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Mhm.
Good with Strong Guy too. If you have these random cards left in your hand.
Oh yeah, there you go.
It is really good in Dracula Dump because like if you are left with some of these bullshit cards that you can't play at the end,
Mhm.
like you just discard them.
Yeah,
and then your Dracula is better.
And it's gonna look cool. Like it'll be hilarious. Like you got this weird like MODOK effect where you're just throwing shit. Like I wonder what the animation is gonna be. The animation is gonna be sick on this card.
Yeah, that's gonna be great. All right, next card, Gorgon. Gorgon is a 2/3 ongoing. Your opponent's cards that didn't start in their deck cost 1 more, maximum 6.
Oh, Thanos nerf.
Yeah, really. Oh, what the fuck? And Arashim too.
Oh no!
This is an Arashim killer. Yeah, this is like that one. There's a location like this.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, I don't know what it's called, but yeah, you're right. That's the newer. It's a new-ish location. It came out like a month or 2 ago, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's not Sandbar, is it? Isn't it the redesigned Sandbar?
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
I don't remember, but
I
anyways,
don't think they put Sandbar back in the game, but I don't read the names, to be honest.
yeah. This seems like a no fun card, so fuck off with this shit. It's a
I'd
strong
probably skip
effect.
this card, honestly. This to me feels
Yes.
like a skip. It doesn't feel like remember when Mobius came out and we're all like, okay, we all like need this card. It was Loki meta, like we
Yeah.
needed
Yeah.
Mobius. This is a Mobius type beat, It's
Yeah.
Mobius type beat, but it's like a much shittier beat to me. I don't know, it seems more niche. Like it has to be a Thanos meta. And even if it is a Thanos meta, I'd rather just be the Thanos player than the guy playing Gorgon,
Yeah.
like
No, 100%.
that's my
I think
play style anyway.
for
I'm not
me,
like a Sarah Tech kind of guy. This is a Sarah Tech card.
yeah, for me, this is 100% skip.
Mhm.
Unless there's a meta where like Thanos is OP, Arishem is fucking becoming ridiculously OP for whatever reason.
Mhm.
Your fucking King Etri Arishem goes off the rails here. You know, we need a Gorgon immediately. When's Gorgon when? So yeah, this is a card that I agree with you. It's like it's a no fun card. It's like a Mobius card. Mobius we needed because there were some rough fucking times with Loki, but
Yeah, I mean, even old Zabu, old Zabu and Mobius, there's just the energy cheat was cracked forever in Marvel Snap, even since the Death Wave days.
yeah.
Like
But
Mobius
yeah,
shuts all that down.
this is a card where I'm like, whatever, it's fine. Like
Mhm.
I'm not, but maybe unless it's like the free card of the month or whatever.
Yeah, if I want to make the stones cost one less, I'll just play fucking Killmonger in my deck. I don't need this shit.
Yeah. All right. Next card, Moonstone. This card looks a lot like Mockingbird, but anyways, I digress. Moonstone is a 4/5 ongoing, has the ongoing effects of your 1, 2, and 3 cost cards
Ooh,
here.
Super Scroll, self Super Scroll.
That's not a 1, 2, or 3 cost card.
Yeah, but it's like this is a Super Scroll effect.
Yeah.
It's like a little mini Super Scroll.
Wait a minute. Yeah, but which 1, 2? Okay, so Ravonna. Which 1, 2, and 3 cost cards have ongoing abilities that you're going to want to steal, double up on? Ravonna is a great one.
Captain America, Ant-Man,
Okay.
Ant-Man,
Yeah. Agent.
The Punisher.
Agent. I guess you don't want Agent 20. What's Agent? U.S. Agent?
Yeah, unless you have Luke Cage.
Yeah.
Cage. But yeah, that's a brutal hit if you don't have Luke Cage because
Does this make Punisher playable?
that's what I said, the Punisher. Yeah,
So I'm saying, does it make Punisher playable?
definitely
That's
not. That card
hilarious.
is horrible. I've tried.
Yeah.
Trust me. They need to buff Punisher. He's the absolute. He's one of the worst cards of all time. But
This
yeah,
is a kind of interesting card. I don't know how good she's gonna be.
I love this. This is sick. I'm definitely getting this.
Yeah.
This
All
is going right. This is a Spectrum. It's ongoing Spectrum deck card. I mean, this is a really fun and interesting inclusion. And yeah, getting 2 Ravonas, that one specifically sounds kind of sick.
Yeah, that's like a onslaught on 4
Mm-hmm.
for Ravonna. It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that gets pretty cracked pretty quickly. Yeah, it's an interesting card. I am not sure how good it's gonna be, but it could be very good. I mean, I don't know. If you play it with Gorgon, then their cards cost 2 more.
That's true.
if you want to be a fucking asshole.
Just full stun mode.
Yeah, all right, cool card. Cool
Invisible Woman?
That doesn't do shit. What do you mean?
No, it doesn't. Yeah, it would just hide behind your Invisible Woman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Strong guy.
I mean, strong guy if in a bullseye Dracula dump kind of deck.
It's a +6. But yeah, this is also 4. It'd be tough to curve out with the Mobius M. You don't need 2 of those. Oh, Patriot. Patriot's a 3.
Oh yeah, Patriot. Oh man.
How about this? All right, you get a Madam Web, and then you get 2 Madam Web. Oh no, that doesn't work. Never mind. Once you move it, then you only got 1 Madam Web.
Yeah.
Yeah, having 2 Madam Webs doesn't really do anything.
Patriots
Mojo. It's +6.
Yeah, I guess if you play Jean Grey, Mojo, Moonstone, like you just win that lane, I guess, right?
Yeah, that would be the line for sure. Mr. Fantastic. Actually, it's kind of fun. If they just give Mr. Fantastic a little bit of base power, even like get him a 3/3 or something. Like That's actually pretty good with Mr. Fantastic. I'm looking through the list now in case you can't tell listeners. You know? Yeah. That's about it. That's really that. Yeah, I'm not seeing it.
Patriot's a big one. Patriot's a big one
kind
that
of
we
fun.
missed.
Yeah.
That would be wild.
I
Actually,
think Dazzler's actually pretty good too.
Dazzler's sick in the Patriot list, right? Like,
yeah, and having 2 Dazzlers in a lane, like that's a pretty tough lane to beat now. All of a sudden,
well, what if you just play Moonstone, Dazzler, Patriot, Ultron? It's a pretty fucking sick.
Yeah, as long as you fill that lane. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that lane's massive. All of a sudden, yeah,
yeah, and
yeah,
you can just you just throw a blue Marvel in the other lane too, and in a different lane, and you're like,
that's true, and also nothing's even really stopping you from playing 5s and 6s in the Moonstone lane either. It's not like US Agent where you're just totally cucked out of 4, 5s, and 6s. Like you could just play an Ultron there. Like no one's stopping you, right?
That's true. Well, you could just play like like an Ant-Man, a Dazzler, a Moon, or like just like let's say a Dazzler, a Moonstone. You play an Ant-Man in another lane, a Patriot. And you play Iron Man in a different lane. Then you play Ultron in the middle lane.
Yeah,
and like you're golden.
Yeah, you got double
That's
Patriot.
pretty cool.
Yeah, those are some big ass Ultron bots or whatever the hell they're called.
Yeah,
if you got 2 Patriots.
That's great.
Yeah, it's like a for Patriot specifically, it's like a much better Mystique, right?
Yeah.
Like you really don't want to be playing Patriot Mystique.
Okay, this is cool. This is cool. It's got some.
Wait a second. Oh my god, I didn't bring up the best one. I was literally looking at the list. Kid, do you know which one I'm thinking of? The best one.
No.
The best card in the game.
Mantis?
Cerebro 5.
Oh god, no.
Cerebro's a 3.
Yeah, that's true.
This is sick in Cerebro.
Actually would be really
good.
Now
you have to play C5 because Moonstone is a 5.
Oh,
but you can play C5. C5's got some stuff.
You could put Moonstone, Cerebro, Mystique in a lane.
Yes.
And then it's like
fucking insane.
Oh, what is that? What does that do? 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13? Does it go up to 13?
Plus, because it's also the Mystique. It also gets the Mystique.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Yeah. I'm thinking,
right? Because like 2 from the Cerebro is +2, then 2 more from the copied Cerebro.
Yeah, I think it'd be 13. I think
7,
you're right.
8, 9, then 10, 11, then 12, 13.
Yeah, it's not like on
13
where it's exponential. Yeah, I think it would go to 13.
Oh my god! Then Doctor Doom's a 639.
It's true. Yeah, make sure you leave a space so you only playing Cerebro, Mystique, Moonstone. Make sure you leave that slot open because that Doom bot is a 13 power Doom bot coming in hot.
Holy shit, that's crazy.
Oh yeah, Cerebro. That's gonna be the first deck I play. I can't even believe it.
Yeah,
it took me that long to get the fucking Cerebro.
Then you have Scarlet Spider, right?
Oh yeah, man, you got all kinds of 5s. I mean,
the Cerebro 5 is gonna be popping off with this card. Actually, legit,
yeah,
that's gonna be nice.
Because
this card makes it so that like
Captain Marvel.
Usually with C5 you don't even put Mystique in the deck, right? Because you usually get enough power.
That's true. Yeah.
Like this is basically the Mystique that you don't put in.
Yeah, but then to your point, it would make me want to put Mystique because I want to jam it all in one lane.
Well, yeah, you can, but
which is hilarious.
Yeah, it is hilarious.
It's like gonna ironically make me put Mystique back in the deck.
Yeah.
So I can't resist.
Captain Marvel, a moving 413.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah.
Even if you just get Cerebro and Moonstone, it's a 4/9.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
That's awesome. All right. Oh, cool. Cool for the Cerebro enjoyers out there.
About damn time we got some support.
I'll wait for the screenshots. All right. Next one. Toxie Doxy. So she is a 2/4 on reveal. Draw a card. Whoa, wait. You can't play cards next turn.
Oh, that's kind of sick. I love that.
What is this? A Infinite She-Hulk kind of a card?
Oh yeah, if you get Sunspot out, I guess it's not so bad, right? If you Sunspot on one, you
well, why else would you want to skip a whole turn? That seems fucking stupid to draw a card.
It says draw a card, okay? You know how Second Dinner is very sensitive when it comes to Adam Warlock effect, okay? They need to move Adam Warlock to a 5 because of how broken that is, right? So you just think about how broken Adam Warlock is. Think about Crystal, this gives you a little 2/4. She's a 2/4, man. She's a 2/4.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. 2/4 draw a card. You just gotta ignore the second part. 2/4 draw a card.
Yeah, so if you play her on 2, you're skipping turn 3 to draw a
Yeah,
card. Like if you play her on turn 3, you're skipping turn 4, which does not seem good at all.
it seems very bad.
And if you play her on 4, if you're a She-Hulk Infinite deck, I mean, you still can't play She-Hulk and Infinite. Unless you play her on Hope Summers. No, you can't. Yeah, you can. You can.
You can hope. You can hope. You can magic. That deck runs magic,
If you
right?
play her on 4, you have to like Psylocke, Toxie.
Usually, magic's the usual one, where
Yeah.
you then play her on.
What I'm saying, is that worth drawing a card? I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't.
For that deck, it probably is, to be honest.
I think it's gonna be garbage.
It's like, what if you
I'm just
don't
gonna
have
be
your
honest.
Infinite or your She-Hulk or your whatever, right? Your Hulk.
Yeah, I could be dead wrong. I think this card's gonna be dog shit. This
Yeah,
is
you're
probably
probably
gonna be
right. You're probably
This
right.
is gonna
We
be the
don't
free
need
card that we get. This is gonna be the Deadpool Diner card.
I love cards like this. I'm not gonna lie. I'm Copium City with cards like this. Something about them speaks to me. I love the idea of thinning out a 12 card deck. Obviously, Second Dinner hates that idea, or else they wouldn't keep making these cards dog shit. Make you infinite yourself by force.
Well,
I agree with you. This is gonna be bad, I think, but I'm very excited for it.
you know what would be a cooler effect, in my opinion, is
Hmm.
like if you draw a card and then you can't draw a card your next turn.
Ah,
So like you skip your next turn of drawing cards, but you draw double in this turn, so you try and get your card now, and you just don't draw the next turn.
yeah.
Like, I think that would be more interesting, and
It's
I
like
think
you're
that's
trying to
still
curve.
pretty
Like you
fair.
really want to like play something on curve,
Yeah,
so you try to get
yeah,
a 3. Play this on 2. That's kind of interesting. I like that.
yeah,
It's kind of like in a way, it's kind of like old Chavez in a way, right? Because Chavez is like
yeah.
you get your extra card, but then on turn 6 you don't get to draw basically.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like kind of same idea. You get your card and then you get fucked on 6. That was old Chavez was kind of like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or like it says like draw, I don't know, draw 2 cards or something, and then you can't draw on your next turn or whatever. Whatever the like, it's got to work out that like the next time you would have draw, you just don't draw,
Mhm.
and like you get to play the card right away, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, because yeah, if it was just like draw a card and then you can't draw next turn, then like if you play around 2, it's basically like nothing happened. You're basically just playing a vanilla 2/4.
Yeah, and you'd have to move her to like 2/2 if you did that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, no, it would just be like nothing happened. Like it'd be like nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It would be like you just
Oh,
draw a
because
card
you would have
immediately
just
on 2.
drawn.
Yeah, and then you draw her on turn 2. You draw a card on turn 2 when you play her, and then turn 3 you don't draw a card, but you would have drawn a card on turn 3 and not drawn one on turn 2 anyway, right? So
That's a
like
good point. That's a
it
good
would have
point.
to be like like you draw 2 cards next turn and then none the turn after that, or
Then you
something
don't
like
draw.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then if you want to, and then make her like a lower stats, like make her a 2/3, and then if you want to play a 2/3 on turn 5 to get the extra draw to like cheat the effect, then like fine.
Yeah.
I think that's cooler than like you can't play cards next turn. I don't know.
You're right, and everything you're saying makes logical sense. And the Second Dinner, I know somewhere they're shitting their pants at the idea of a card saying draw 2.
Yeah, and then maybe we gotta talk to that won't happen. But maybe we gotta see what Jet thinks. Maybe I wonder if this is like a Phoenix Force card, because like a lot of times you don't even play fucking shit on. You gotta destroy on 3, but yeah, never mind. Sometimes you just don't play cards. You just wait.
Yeah,
It's
man.
not.
Even in Phoenix Force, this sounds rough, right? Because like,
It is
see,
rough.
you're like, oh, I don't have my Phoenix Force. It's like, okay, you play this on 3, but now you can't play Phoenix Force.
Yeah, I know, it's
You
rough.
can't even play. You can't even play anything. Like,
You can only play Jeff.
oh, yeah. I didn't think of that. That's true. The cheaters.
You can only play Jeff, or you can play
War Machine.
You can play this on 5 after you've played War Machine.
Yeah, this is a War Machine card. Okay, that's where we're missing. This is a War Machine card.
Yeah, we got there. Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I'm like, all right, you play War Machine on 4, then her on 5, or if War Machine's a 3 drop with Zabu, then you can play her.
Yeah, even with War Machine, this doesn't feel great. Like,
it's probably not that bad, because then maybe you're drawing like your Ebony Maw, you're drawing your Infinite, you're drawing these cards that you need that you can like cheat even more.
Yeah,
it's probably pretty good with War Machine, actually.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, aside from that, I still think it's gonna be dog shit. Even so, Anyways, but if we get it for free, I'll try it in those decks. All right, last one for the month. Victoria Hand is a 2/3 ongoing. Your cards created in your hand have +2 power.
So like
Arishem, baby.
well, created. Didn't we just read a card that? Iron Patriot. Iron Patriot. You play the Iron Patriot, and then that card. Not only is it -4 cost, but now we're adding 2 power to that card.
Yeah, that's nuts.
That's crap.
That's nuts.
Dude.
All your Arishem cards, like not Arishem cards, but like Agent Coulson, Agent 13, all these cards that kind of create. Is Devil Dino coming back?
I was thinking that with Iron Patriot as well. It feels like a Devil Dino card. Yeah. So this with Iron Patriot, yeah, maybe. I like that they used the word created actually because if it was they didn't start in your deck, then like Thanos Stones having +2 would be ridiculous. Arshan cards having +2 would be fucking ridiculous, and so you have to literally create the cards. So that's pretty sweet. I like that a lot.
Yeah, that is cool.
This card's sick, and honestly, this hand buff stuff, like, it could use some love. I don't know why they're scared. Like they nerf Darkhawk. Like I'm all for nerfing Darkhawk, but like, they buff Ronin. Why don't we give the Dino some love? Like, what's wrong with Devil Dino? Everybody likes Devil Dino. Even when Devil Dino was like one of the like key meta cards, like I never hear anybody complain about that card.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I think this will bring back Devil Dino deck archetypes. I don't know if Devil Dino will be in those decks.
Yeah, let's give Devil Dino just give him 1 power, see what happens.
The Devil Dino decks are gonna come back without Devil Dino.
Finally, we can run hand generation. Yeah.
Oh, he's just not big enough. The cards that you generate are gonna be better. That's gonna be. This is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. This is gonna be busted in our. Like you're just gonna have hand generation stuff in Arshem with like Luna Snow and like
you play Maria Hill, like
you're gonna play like Luna Snow stuff and all these generated hands. You're gonna have so much fucking energy that you're gonna play all these busted ass cards.
Yeah, Mirage seems crazy with this, like +4.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
this is gonna be busted in Arshem, bro. There's gonna be a hand buff Arshem.
Are we gonna see a White Queen sighting? Like is that just the most copious?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, actually, it still sucks, right? You get their highest cost +2. It's like whatever.
Who cares?
Yeah,
it's horrible.
I don't want to waste a 4/6 on that. Yeah.
No. Yeah. Well, I mean, those are the cards. They look pretty sick. I'm excited. I'm gonna be excited for next month, but I'm excited for this month. There's some good cards coming out this month.
Yeah.
Galacta is great. I'm having fun so far. I'm just my filthy casual toilet playing is going to continue, and we'll see what happens. I'm kind of enjoying the filthy casual life, so we'll continue it. No big deal, bro. What do you got to say to the people, my man?
Hey, thanks for sticking with us. Sorry for the weird scheduling. We're doing our best.
I know, God.
We're still playing. We're still loving Marvel Snap. These new cards are pretty sweet, and if you want to be a Arshem scumbag like me, at least you know that I'm doing it too this week. I think it's fun. Galacta, keep cracking on with Galacta, baby.
Hell yeah, no big deal, the scumbag. Peace.